Bing, bing. All right. One. Find the video and share it. So y'all can talk more than me today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, y'all. This y'all feel.
All right.
Plus, I got another show of it. Oh, you stay for that too, eh? Oh,
Yeah, you can stay for that.
Yeah,
What we talking
yeah.
about on that one?
Anti-social media management. But not management, but anti-social media.
What's anti-social media?
Everybody rowing on Facebook for nothing.
That's why I was scared when you were about it, because people get in their feelings.
Yeah,
And I
know.
get blocked.
I can
And then I was like, calm down.
I say clearly,
calm
Darcy
down.
don't know me.
No. See, because my personality type is very, and people think I'm mean. Not mean. But I'm kind of like a devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah.
But I like to engage. Like, I enjoy that. That's fun
Me too.
for me.
Me too.
Fun.
I get high off it. I
love
just see her
it.
shaking her head.
Yeah,
She
I
knows.
love it so much.
she knows.
But usually it ends in like me getting blocked or deleted.
People sensitive, man.
And I'm like, what? And then I usually post the meme, show me where the internet hurt you on this dog. It makes it worse. It's like, okay, there's
So that's why you go immediately to that. Say, well,
Yeah, I was like, calm
Darcy say, well, you can block me or delete my comment, you know.
Yeah,
I was
just do what you need to do.
I see, okay, so I say, Darcy, you know me.
I like your cookies. Don't be mad. I'm sorry.
I say clearly she don't know me. She don't know this is giving me a high.
I can stop being a troll.
I enjoy it. People probably think I was a troll, but that's actually how I feel.
am a troll.
See, that's the thing. I ain't a troll. Like, I ain't doing it just to aggravate or agitate people. Like, when I interject, that's because this is honestly how I feel about something, and this is honestly how I look at it. I ain't trying to be a devil's advocate or just nothing
No,
like that.
I'm a troll because no, I'm telling you, and I enjoy. Let me tell you why I enjoy it. And I'm not a troll. Like what I tell people is I troll you for your own good, because if I see you're in a very closed-minded point of view, my role is just to throw something out there that'll make you pop.
Give a different perspective.
People don't like that, and
No,
then I
they
can
don't.
argue both sides. So when I tire of that angle, I can bounce back to what you're saying and argue for that again.
People don't like it. People don't like when they disagree with them. Everybody want to exist in an echo chamber.
What's your personality type, Gregory?
Me? I don't know. You all love to tell me. I don't study that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't I don't study that stuff.
Definitely E, definitely N.
See, I don't even know what that means.
Definitely T.
What is the E and the N? What
Extroversion. Gail is definitely I.
Extrovert, you mean? Well, they told me
introverted, intuitive. I can already see that with you. Thinking, right? I'm probably judging.
Perceiving.
You're perceiving. INTP.
What?
Oh, you're like my weird cousin. I'm ENTP.
I down with OPP too.
I
don't understand.
Personality
Yeah.
test. Check it out online when you have a chance.
Just like
INTPs are intense.
But they tell me I'm an
You don't have the
omnivert.
patience for that night at all.
They say I'm an omnivert. Omnivert?
I don't believe
ambivert,
in
whatever that
ambivert.
is.
I don't
They say
believe in
both. See, I said I'm introverted because I could be by myself. I could be in my thought. But I could also turn on a switch and be an extrovert when I need to be.
Extrovert is just more. When do you recharge? In silence, or do you recharge with people? How do you feel re-energized?
I could both. To be honest with you.
Both.
Yeah.
Your tendency to me seems to lean more towards extroversion.
But I don't need it. See, now do extroverts need attention? Because I don't need
it.
attention.
No, they don't need it. It's
Okay.
just their dominant function. So
Okay.
I'm extroverted, but I could go somewhere and not say anything.
Right. So I could dip in both.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
no,
I mean?
you're still, because I met you a couple of times with like Tennille, depending.
Right.
She was doing something. You're definitely extroverted.
Well, that was me. But actually, that's a stretch for me to participate. Like I say, like
No,
I didn't have a desire to do it, but she talked to me about it, and I was like, you know what? What the
No,
hell?
but extroversion is outgoing, not necessarily friendly.
I ain't outgoing.
No, when I say outgoing, meaning
Talk to people. You're outgoing.
you
I
can
make
walk up to
myself.
someone and
I have the ability
talk.
to do it, but if I were to say go by just my
Do you
desire,
have to psych yourself up to do it, or can you just go and do it?
yeah.
sometimes I do.
What, psych yourself
Yeah,
up?
yeah. It ain't just a natural.
I feel like I should waterboard you to get to the truth.
Yeah.
Would you say for Trump? Well, no, Obama's do that too.
Oh, who? Obama?
Yeah, all of them believe in waterboarding, so can't put it on Trump.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Let me start where this thing is. Pull this up.
You know the ENTP archetype is, right? The Joker.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Well, welcome back to the Wantrepreneur to Entrepreneurship, the Culture Podcast. And Gail, I don't know what to think, Gail. I starting to think.
Travis,
Travis. This how much Travis is this
This
now?
got to be the third or fourth time.
Third or
I think he's
fourth
trying to
time.
break up with us.
You think so? Well, listen, we don't need him, you know. We
Good.
don't need you, Travis.
Oh,
You could go with them other people. We don't need
tune
you.
in.
Because we got a special guest we can replace you with. You understand? So we ain't gonna be all in our feelings and all bitter. We have a wonderful person we can slide into the position in the name of, I don't know which one we refer to you as because I know on Facebook he is Dazzy the Demi.
The Demi.
Dazzy the Demi.
That's me.
Yes. So I don't go by the government name on your passport. You find with Dazzy the Demi.
Yeah, Dazzy the Demi is fine.
Oh, how you get Demi? What is the Demi?
Demi is like partial, work in progress, never complete. So
Okay.
constant evolution.
I thought it was demigod or something. That's
Secretly. Shh.
oh.
Why would you say that?
No man, you can say it. That's fine.
You can't expose my narcissism
Hey,
in the first
listen.
5 minutes.
Hey,
Give me
listen.
at least buy me a drink.
This is the time for narcissism, especially if you look on social media. We got plenty narcissistic people
You
online.
think so?
Yes, very much so. And I
Okay.
think that's what we're going to get into today.
Oh,
It's
boy.
amazing. Episode 21, we didn't talk about marketing and social media yet, Gail, and that's your
21.
specialty.
we have a lot of things to cover,
Yes,
so don't worry
yes,
about that.
Yes, and this is your area of expertise. Oh, Daz as well. She
Yes.
dabbles in social media
Yes.
management and all of that stuff. Me, I just know I post my stuff in market online, so I have some idea of the social
do.
media management. So
You
we're
do.
going to get into that today and talk about the importance of social media in today's society, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship and marketing your business, utilizing social media to make your business as successful as possible. So, Gail,
Yes,
how
sir.
important is social media management in this day and age of entrepreneurship?
In my opinion, your online presence essentially validates you at this point when it comes to business. Both your website and your social media presence. If you tell somebody that you own a business in this day and age, the first thing that they usually do is Google you or try to look you up online or try to see your profiles. So the two basic essentials that you need right now are a website and a Facebook page at minimum.
Okay.
And what I see a lot of people doing is creating a friend page for their business. That's the first big no-no that I've seen, where you've created a profile that's similar to your personal profile as opposed to a business-like page. And I say like because you hit like instead of you selecting add friend.
Right.
So if you don't have a page for your business, you've already started off wrong. If you have a friend page or you're accepting friends to your business page, please cut that out immediately, post haste.
Seems like that's a pet peeve for you.
It really is. And again, with the validation, if I come to your business page and I see a friend page, I'm judging you. I'm sorry. I already want to help you out. So yeah, that's the most basic thing. If you don't have a website, you don't have a Facebook page, no, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage. I don't know where you want to go. If anybody else has any other comment on
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us.
That's also a pet peeve of mine. And I in fact had a discussion with a business owner actually a few days ago, and he still remained unconvinced because he felt a friend profile allowed him more one-on-one interaction. So I said, well, obviously you don't expect your business to grow beyond 5,000 persons being interested in it.
Exactly, yeah.
And he kind of took pause and he said, well, what do you mean? So I said, the friend profile maxes out at 5,000. That is it. That's it. That's all you get. And I think that was the turning point that kind of convinced him that it didn't really make sense to have a friend profile, just aside from the fact that it's just so unprofessional. And then you can't run ads. There's
that's
no
true.
way to do any promoted posts on it. And then Facebook actually will penalize or even shut down profiles they come across that are business oriented that portray as friend profiles. So they will
really?
actually poof. Yes.
I didn't know
without
that.
warning. Without warning. And it's well within their rights because, they have to make money, obviously, through their ads. So they're not going to allow you to just, create this profile
And interact
and then
with people.
interact, as an actual entity. And that's the reason they created, the business pages. So yes,
I
pet
learned
peeve of
something
mine
new
as well
today.
too. Yeah, it's a big deal. So
Yeah, it is.
if you do have a business and you have a friend profile, please, inbox myself or Gail. We
ASAP.
can walk you through
Right.
Creating a page.
creating an actual page,
Right.
because you're hurting your business, and it's Christmas time, and
Oh, yeah.
everybody's now like doing their promotions and things like that. So you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't say it any nicer than that.
Well, personally, I definitely see the value because I've been in business for myself for 4.5 years, and social media is actually the only
Yes.
form of marketing that
You
I've
kill it,
used
social
thus
media.
far.
You do well.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, I think it's just the pictures and people just being sweet mouth and hungry belly. They see the pictures
Yeah.
and they want order. But
Well, it's a good thing you mentioned that because that's one of the other main driving forces for your page right now. If you don't have photos and video, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage again. A lot of people tend to post like 500-word essays for their business, but if you don't have a picture or you don't have a video in place, people are not going to sit down and read whatever it is that you're
like
selling.
me. Yeah, because I don't like
Just go
reading.
straight past that.
Yeah, I don't like reading. If I see a bunch of words, then as a picture person, I like the books with all the big pictures in it. That's me. So that's why I use that form. I guess maybe I was subconscious because I didn't even realize it. But I know people tend to be visual.
Yes.
Which is why
People-
Facebook is filled with memes.
And
Exactly, and I'm a meme-aholic, not recovering.
Yes.
I don't plan
Me
on
too.
ever recovering.
Yeah.
Aside from people, taking in media on Facebook visually, Facebook actually now changed their algorithm to hide long, lengthy text. Because they realize people don't care about that. And they also, even pictures now don't get as much reach now as video. So if you do
Videos,
run Facebook
yeah.
ads from your page, you will notice that your cost per click or your cost per impression is dramatically lower as a video versus, doing a picture
Right.
now. So it's changed because
Okay.
about 3 years ago it was pictures.
Right.
So now, that's kind of overtaken it as now video.
Yeah.
And, short video though.
Right,
not-
especially
right.
with the influx of like Snapchat, video,
Correct.
Instagram stories, etc. Yeah, the shorter the video, Vine started it off essentially. The shorter the
R.I.P.
video,
Vine.
yeah, R.I.P.
Let's pour out some whatever for them.
Yeah, because it is, people have, they say everybody have ADHD now. People have short attention span. Everything
Correct.
is quick. They take it in, they
Correct.
discard it and move on to the next thing. So
Absolutely.
it's all fast food right now.
Yeah.
But what do you say to those people, those traditional people that been running their ads on the radio station for their whole business career? What do you say to the people that are stuck in the more traditional, ways of marketing and promoting their
I
business?
mean, there are a lot of people, especially in Bahamian culture, that still subscribe to the traditional methods of marketing and still swear by it. And you almost have to sell them on social media, which I always have fun doing. But
You don't sound too enthused about
Yeah.
that.
yeah, that was
Which I
Sounds like a
always have fun
technique
doing.
that
that's
I was
rough.
talking about earlier.
That's really rough. But even with the thing about the internet essentially is that you are not limiting yourself. So when you run these radio ads or TV ads or newspaper ads, there is a limit to that. It may not be
Explain.
direct. For example, let's say you run an ad in a local paper. You want to do it on the highest circulation day, which is a Thursday, because they have the dead people in the paper. That's when people read. So while they're glancing through that, they might glance across your ad. So if your ad is not on point, you've already put yourself at a disadvantage from it being seen. Secondly, there is a limited circulation. Even though it's higher on that day, you're still stopping yourself at, let's say, 100,000 people. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't
That's a high
remember
number.
what the
'cause I think it's
circulation
more like
is.
15 and 20,000 or so
Yeah.
they print up.
For the printing, yeah.
For print?
Print
Yeah.
is like
Okay,
between 15 to
so
20.
let's say 20,000 for the sake of the argument, right? You've already limited yourself to 20,000 people.
Right.
Now, a lot of people purchase a paper and then you have like second and third readers where you bring it in office and then somebody take a look and stuff. But essentially, let's say 20, the most you'll get is 30 on a really good day. With the internet and with Facebook and promotions, you put yourself in a global market, which means there's no limit to who you can reach once you decide you want to advertise. And the cool thing with Facebook, again, is you can choose your audience.
Right.
So you don't have to limit yourself to the Bahamas. You don't have to limit yourself to newspaper readers. You don't have to limit yourself to the 20 people that still watch ZNS. You could do ads. You could do ads on Facebook, and you have an almost unlimited reach. And what I also see is that, okay, if I send something to Dazzy, for example, right, or she sees my ad, she shares it to her page, that's a whole reach that I wouldn't have considered in the first place. So even if you have five friends that share it, is the ROI on that is, I can't even describe it in terms of that versus getting a newspaper ad or getting a radio ad or television ad. Like traditional, if you are traditional, congratulations, but
for what?
Like move on.
That's
time to move
the
on.
old people. I tell these old people.
I feel a few ways. I was working for a traditional media house not too long ago, about 4 years ago, and what I used to do back then, even then, was encourage them to repurpose their content. Here's where that kind of fell away. So I would say, okay, so you have this ad, you're going to put it in the paper. Repurpose the content of this ad and, probably put it on your social media channels. But what tends to happen is the old way of advertising is kind of like you just throw everything there. It's not a targeted message.
Right.
So then when I would actually see the ad, I would say, well, that's not really targeting anybody in particular.
Right.
So it wouldn't be as effective on social media because it's not targeted. There's something called copy, where you target directly who you want to read the ad, and you have certain trigger words in there.
Yeah.
When they read it, they're gonna react in a certain way.
Right.
It sounds like a little bit of hocus pocus, but it isn't really.
No,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah,
psychology based.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just a different way from traditional media. So in traditional media, you'll have an ad that says, also we sell this and this and this and we sell this. Whereas in social media, the highest and best use would be to target, say, young mothers ages, 25 to 30, and then, fathers ages. So you can actually change the ad to suit your demographic.
Right.
Additionally, with traditional media, there's no metric to say how many people saw it, which countries they were from, their ages, their income levels. There's just none of that. So I remember, let me tell you a quick little story. So I was working on this publication, right? And it was my baby. Every week, I came up with it, and I was so proud of it. And
was it printed or
it was
online?
printed?
Okay.
It was printed and online. Eventually went online. Came home one day and met my neighbor cleaning the windshield of his car with my publication. So
wow.
I was like,
catch feelings on that one.
Listen,
I feel hurt for you, Jen.
I was destroyed.
I know.
So I went up to the fence and I said, "Hi, hello, excuse me. Do you know how long it took me to put that together?"
This time my boy just cleaning his windshield,
Do you know how many editors, did
Wow.
this? Do you know how many graphic artists put their blood, sweat, and tears?
Yeah.
And I was legitimately upset.
And he said, "Miss, but my windshield dirty though."
No, he just looked at me and he was like,
okay.
"What is wrong with you?"
Right.
Yeah, it did nothing. If anything, he started to clean it more vigorously. I was like, this is what I think of it.
Okay.
So, that's when I realized, there's no tracking metric. And then one thing I used to hate when I was working in traditional media, not bashing it because it did serve its purpose,
Yes.
but people would call and say, "You think anyone saw my ad?"
Yeah.
And I would be destroyed because I couldn't say,
You can't say, right?
exactly,
Right.
how many people may have saw it. I can tell you what our reach is, what our circulation is, but I still don't know what action they have
Actually,
taken.
yeah.
Whereas on social media, I could say, okay, we got this much reactions, this much people clicked, this much people actually went to your website. Like, I can give a story, and then if the ad isn't working on social media, we can pull the ad. In traditional media, once that ad is out there, it's
that's
kind of
it.
gone
Yeah.
with the wind.
That's
You've
it.
lost
Yeah.
that money. But, you can retrieve that on social. You can say, hey, I'm going to stop running the ad because it's not converting, the way I think it will, and then we tweak it. So my advice to them in a nutshell would be, if you must, just to kind of, get your feet wet, repurpose, but please look at, just moving away from putting all your eggs in the traditional media basket. Mix it up, spread it up, spread it out, and if you do still traditional, kind of tell people, check us out, like us on this Facebook, check out our so-and-so page, because it's just going to open up your borders and it's not going to be, restrictive how it is previously. And then you'll get some real life feedback, on how people are enjoying your product, etc., which some people, I guess, may not want.
Yeah, and also on that note, everything is measurable. So, and especially if you're doing these traditional methods versus internet or social media methods, take the time out to ask your customers, how did you hear about us? Where did you see our ad? And then you can even kind of measure yourself what is more effective for you. Where if you have 10 customers, 7 say they saw you on Facebook, 3 saw your ad in the paper, maybe it might be worth it to invest a bit more in Facebook advertising versus traditional.
Right.
So it's also up to you, as Dazzy mentioned, trial and error, but you also need to measure what's working so that you know where to allocate your marketing dollars.
Yeah, and it's for those reasons I don't spend any money in traditional media because you can't tell me nothing. Like you cannot give me any numbers or anything. And I like how on Facebook, like say you could break down, the demographics with the age, the sex, the interests, everything. You could just break it down and you could see its result. And it's cheaper. That's what I don't get. You get more for less. You understand? It's ridiculously underpriced. Facebook. Underpriced.
I think also I was just thinking about something else. Something else too.
Mark Zuckerberg, he want me in that. Charge him.
Knowing your target market, right? Because the people who are buying your cookies are on Facebook. They are online. But let's say you have a radio repair store. Just throwing it out there. Maybe Facebook might not be the best place for you. I'm just saying, right?
Oh, maybe
it isn't. But you have a typewriter repair. They may not. The people that need your services may not be on Facebook. So also knowing who you're targeting can also help with determining whether or not you need social media
if you're
marketing.
marketing old people, then you put it in
Mature.
media.
You got to use certain words.
Why?
That's marketing right there.
Man, if you're old, you're old.
Mature audiences.
Mature audiences.
But speaking of using the right words, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about
verbiage.
Yes, let's speak about addressing your customers via your social media page.
Shamala.
And dealing with issues via social media, your customers have some complaints, they post something on your page, they're upset. How do you deal with those customers? Because I saw a certain establishment, I ain't gonna say who it is, but it was a particular establishment, a food establishment on West Bay Street.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
And they were addressing some customers, and I would say a very unprofessional manner, using
profanity.
Profanity.
Yeah, I know what that is.
For real?
Yes, I do.
Yes, they were
I do.
cursing.
You'll have to tell me
My
off
pearls were
air.
clutched.
Yeah,
You
cursing
lie.
out customers,
Yeah.
and this is I guess a fairly big establishment, business.
Wow.
So let's speak about the importance of, like you said, using the right verbiage.
Like you said, copy,
and dealing with customers online.
So with copy, right? Because I copyright. Now, the funny thing about businesses on Facebook and dealing with complaints, let me give you a funny little statistic. They estimate now, out of like small businesses, large businesses, whatever businesses that are resistant, even if they don't tell you and they use like money as an excuse or all these other things as an excuse, 75% of them are actually afraid to be on social media because they don't know how they're going to handle the criticism.
Wow.
So, Gail, when you're out in the field and you're getting resistance,
Yes.
bring that up as, an
They're
objection.
fair of-
Yeah, it's a fair.
Okay.
It's definitely a fair. So,
All right. I got to make
yeah,
a note of that.
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't
address
think
it
about
because
that.
that's usually in the back of their head. They're not going to say, Gail, maybe a lot of people think we suck. We've heard a lot of people over the years, we hate some of our customers. They're not going to say that. They're just going to say, well, we can't afford it. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's actually a real and tangible concern. So if we were to, let's just say, if you are an internet marketer and you were to advertise your services, if I was to write copy for you, one of the first things I would say is, afraid of the nasty comments your clients may make online, because that is going to speak to their fears. And that's directly addressing, who your target market is. So now dealing with complaints on the part 2 side of it, if someone is complaining, that's like real live data you can collect.
Right away.
Right away. A lot of companies pay for, business intelligence.
Yeah,
and
market analysis.
surveys and market analysis.
Yep.
You're getting it in real time.
You're right.
And you want to like delete the comment.
Yeah.
Customers are waiting to see how you're going to handle a complaint because in every relationship, complaints are going to come up.
Yeah.
So your customers are waiting to see, are you going to like cuss this person out? Or are you going to say, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to ignore my comment? Are you going to delete me? Are you going to ban me from the page? Like, what are you going to do? Because there's in this day and age, there's the customer now has a lot more control. So they get to control the narrative. So it's not a situation where you can just kind of like block them out, because then they could create a page called "I hate such and such's business,"
Yeah.
and then rally. So things can kind of get out of control very quickly. So my advice to business owners is always, address whatever the issue is right then and there in the public sphere. Now, that does not mean you have to expose what you're going to do to rectify the problem. You're just going to acknowledge and say, "Hey, we understand you have a complaint. We are sorry to hear that. Please give us a call, or please message us." So you just address a first portion on there, and then you take it, privately to rectify the rest of it. And usually people, once they're satisfied, they'll come back and say, "I appreciate so-and-so." Because you'll see people do it all the time.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice. Not to try to like shove it in the corner and close the door over it and paint a bow on his head. No. Address it and take it offline as quickly as possible, because people tend to be a bit different in person than they are with that keyboard courage.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Keyboard
courage. Yeah, that's nice.
Keyboard gangsterism.
Yes. Gail,
E-balling.
your stories of inappropriate interactions.
I mean, people
by
have
businesses
no qualms about cussing you out online. And you as a business owner just gotta stay calm. And if you can't stay calm, let somebody else handle it for you, because it could be, as mentioned, detrimental to your business for people to see you using profanity with customers. That's like a big no-no.
I've seen that a couple
don't
times.
do that. Yeah, it's crazy. In addition to that, people using I for their business as opposed to we and us and stuff like that. Again, you're taking it too personal, right? You have to separate. They're not attacking, and it's the thing with small business owners, because we are intimately involved with the day-to-day running of the business. Exactly, as an entrepreneur, and you have to separate you as a person from the business owner who needs to then respond to an irate customer. So you got to take the personal out of it.
And that's a good way to remove the emotion from it. Because I showed. We did an episode.
Yeah. That was crazy. You need to show Dazzy that conversation.
I had a customer. This customer.
Oh, wow.
It was wild.
I honestly believe that
She was sending Greg memes.
I honestly believe they have like mental issues. And they suffer from, I guess, extreme bipolarism, because they would be cursing me out and then telling me I need to hurry up and bring their cookies and begging for the cookies. It's like but I had to remain, because Gail and Travis were like, "Why?" Okay, we back. Let me see. All right, good. Let me just restart this recording and then you can start. Restart what you were saying.
Okay.
I don't forget what you were saying, but anyway, go ahead.
The worst industries. Let me know when to start.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've always worked in like some of the worst industries. When I say worst, I mean,
customer
with a high level of customer
interaction,
and also the possibility for things to go wrong. So, used car sales, new car sales. I was in the auto industry for a number of years, right?
Oh, really?
Yes.
You were selling bubblers? I didn't know that.
Listen, everything from bubblers to, the best, whatever. But it was an excellent training ground for just patience, because if you sell the vehement public cars, you're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly. I have stories for days of, just my time in that field. And the thing about it is, when customers are venting, sometimes you realize that it has nothing to do with you. So you can't take it personally. So maybe they may have had a bad morning, or they're angry at their spouse or their kid, and then you're the whipping boy who's just gonna receive it. Right. So I just tell people, let them vent. Don't rebuttal right away. Sit on your words, sit on your hands, do what you have to do, scream into an imaginary pillow, tell them I'll be right back, but just allow them to vent. Don't say, but we didn't. Do not defend. And usually what happens is they're going to peter out. Their energy level, they're going to get tired. It's only so long someone can cuss you with a sustained level of energy. Like it's going to stop at some point. And then you're able to find out what they want. Because a lot of times when people are venting, they are still not requesting an actual solution. They're just saying, "Y'all so stupid." Yeah, they just and like y'all. They're not saying, here's what I need you to do for me to not be upset anymore.
Right.
And so I feel like a lot of times it's just a matter of them wanting to be heard.
Right.
I can tell you of countless situations where coworkers of mine, had to retreat to the back of the building where they were so upset, and they took it personally that they tried so much to help a customer, and now these people are so ungrateful. Completely seeing it, not from the other person's perspective, that they may have been in an ASU for their whole year to purchase this car, and then it has a flat tire. That's frustrating. So yes, they know it isn't covered under the warranty, but my goodness, somebody can get this cussing because I frustrated.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I feel like you should have anticipated this, even if you can't. So I tell people just let the venting just peter out.
Yeah.
And then when they're done, find out what do they want you to do, because that's what I always say.
Ask
what can we
that
do
specifically,
now?
right?
And what I've learned is don't be argumentative. I guess especially in this culture, we won't win at these arguments. We won't be
my
right.
goodness.
We love to
We
be
won't be
right.
right.
So
Yeah.
even if the customer is wrong in certain situations, you know what I mean?
I can't even whistle.
Irony.
What I've learned is just focus focus on the solution.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't even got time for all of that.
Yeah.
How do we fix it? And what I've noticed about people,
You can't jump to that too quick because then you seem insensitive.
oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, like after all, like you said,
Yeah, like
after all of that,
yeah.
how do we
Okay.
fix it? And I just
Yeah.
realized people just want some justice. They just want to feel
Yeah.
like you care and that you wanna, make up for it. So you throw in a little something, you give them a little something to make them feel better, and it could be something small. You don't even have to do nothing huge, but just them seeing you making the effort and at least offering something.
Yeah.
Most people tend to appreciate that effort that you put forward to resolve the
And
issue.
that's really good because then you could even use that as a win for your business.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's almost free marketing for you, where I've seen people online be like, I had this frustrating experience with so and so, but they blah 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 blah, and people are watching that, and they can select your business based on a customer service review. So you can keep that in mind as well when you're responding.
Right.
Yeah, no, that I would also say too that over the years I had so many referrals from customers that initially started off to be, and when the referral would come, I'd be like, who sent you? And then I'd be slightly afraid.
Right.
They set you up.
They sent you with,
Yeah.
Do you come
Set
in
up.
peace? You
Yes.
know? Should
Yes.
I take me to your leader? But, but that's just a matter of people wanting to be heard and understood, and that's essentially what social media is. Social media is supposed to mimic, real life social interaction, and I laugh when people make it sometimes so difficult. And what do I say to my customers? What do you say when you see them?
Yeah.
Right.
Make it as natural and as authentic as possible. Have your true narrative, front and center in all of your interactions, and don't try to make it too sanitized and too professional.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares
Yes.
about that.
Yeah.
That's boring.
They just want answers.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So just have a real and true conversation. And if you mess up, people like fallibility. They like you to say that, hey, we messed up and this is what's happening, because that's why how many times have a certain power company done certain things? That
You can say that BPM.
yeah,
BC, whatever
BPM,
they want to call
and we
themselves.
just want to hear something, even if we think,
Yeah.
even if we hear something, we say that's rubbish. They lied to us. We still want to hear something because when they
Right.
don't say something, they wouldn't even speak to us.
Yeah,
So it's just
communicate, yeah.
communication.
Well,
That's
I-
what social media is.
Yep.
I just want to hear something. I want to see my bill a little lower. But,
Oh my goodness.
Greg, I have a pet peeve I was thinking about. Oh, sorry,
what's
go
that?
ahead.
Go ahead.
I was thinking about this whole concept of inbox for price. This is honestly
Ooh.
one of the most irritating things
That's okay.
online for
Yeah, me too.
businesses for me.
Yeah,
where
that makes
you
no
got
sense
you're
to me.
posting
Silly.
your product, you're posting your service. Somebody inquires about something, and then you respond to them and say inbox for price.
Yeah.
If you tell me to inbox you, you've already lost me as a customer.
I
Honestly.
agree. I agree.
You
Yeah,
gotta make
people,
it as
they-
easy as possible for your
Exactly.
customers to purchase from you.
Exactly. The less steps, the better.
Yeah.
And what's the reason for that? Why do I have
I
to
think a lot
inbox
of
you? Is it
people-
a different price for a different person?
No,
Like,
it's a
what's-
competition thing. I think I've seen a lot of business owners tell me, "Oh, I sell this, and so sells this, and if they see my price,
they don't want to
they could drop theirs lower, and then the customer will go to them or something like that." So I think it's like
But I mean,
partially
I
a
know
competition
But if I'm a
thing.
determined person to get lower than you, and you say inbox the price, then I'll inbox you for price, and then I'll still get the price, and then I'll still undercut it.
They just
You know what
feel
I mean?
like
So
that
it's-
one additional step deters you, the competition, from seeing their pricing, and that affects it in
But
some
how,
way.
like
I
you
don't
said,
know.
how many customers are you deterring?
You are, yeah. I mean, I know for sure as me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world, and let me tell you why. It is the silliest thing. I can use that word. I okay with that?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
use whatever word you could cuss.
What
sure?
words you
This
would
ain't
use?
radio.
No, you know when I say silly.
This ain't radio. All
Sorry,
right.
bada bang.
Don't worry, we got dressed up on
Sorry,
the show.
from line. So anyhow, no, it's. I think it's ridiculous. Let me tell you why.
Uh-huh.
Nobody wins a price war, and no matter if you have the identical product, no two people can actually replicate your business. So let's just say you sell you sell cookies. I decide I'm going to sell cookies too, and you sell yours for $10. So I say I'm going to go 9, and then you're going to go 8. So nobody wins a price war, right?
Okay.
So
Only the customer.
only the customer.
Right.
So you've ever heard people say they may be cheaper, but child, I can't deal with that aggravation.
Exactly.
So price wars, I don't think the payment public should be afraid of, because you should have more than one source of income and more than one source of differentiation for your business
Right. Other
versus
than
somebody
price.
else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a word
I
right
agree.
there. I think you need to say that again. Say that one more time.
Differentiation.
Yeah.
Stop being clones.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop completely being a carbon copy of another business. So, I may do a package for a certain price, and Gay may do a package, but hey, somebody may not want to work with me, who may want to work with her, vice versa. So I don't actually believe in competition, because each person has their unique footprint and what
Yeah.
they bring to the table.
Agreed.
So, please stop with the inboxing for price.
Yeah, please.
Do
Yeah.
not do it.
And remember that essentially your website and your Facebook page are your shop front. You do not have a physical space.
Correct.
And so what you're putting online is
That's a good point.
your shop front. So what do you do when you walk in a store? When you go up to the person,
You say,
you
"Come
ask
in the
them,
back for the
what's the
price."
price for
Yeah,
this?
register
Oh,
for
come
price.
in the back.
Come in the back.
That's a good point.
That's a little weird.
Yeah,
What do you do when you open a
Yeah,
shop?
yeah,
You
yeah.
put your products out, you put the price out, you
Right.
put all the information
And how
needed.
pissed off are we when we go in a store and the thing
The
don't have
price.
the price on it?
Exactly.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know how much this thing costs.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I
Yeah,
never
think
thought
about
about
it. Yeah,
that.
this
Yeah.
is your shop front. How would you act if you saw this in a store? And what would your response be?
There is one caveat, right?
Okay.
So if you're a service-based provider, you don't necessarily have to post your prices, because sometimes price is relevant
varies.
based on
Right.
the situation
It's more
and the
personalized.
assessment is more
Yeah.
personalized. So
Right.
if you have a service-based business, doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, whatever creator of this,
Yeah.
whatever, in that case, you can, you say they may need a consultation, so
Yes.
or starting at, but even then you can kind of
Get in
pigeonhole
trouble.
yourself,
Right,
and
yes.
people
right.
get that figure in
Yeah,
their mind.
yeah.
Then they say, and you say it costs
Yeah, it was this amount. But
You
you
said it
didn't
was
see
this
the
amount.
starting.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
didn't
no,
pay attention to
yeah.
that was
Yeah.
grayed out,
Right.
completely. So that's the only caveat I'd give for
Yeah,
service
but, I
providers.
mean, and piggybacking off of that, which is why you should make it as easy as possible for customers to buy from you. So in that case, have something on your website or your Facebook page that people can input right away to get pricing. Let's say we provide pricing within 15 minutes or whatever the case may be. And that way you don't turn people away by saying, oh, we price based on blah, blah, blah. Because then again, people feel as though, oh, I could go to so-and-so, they'll give me a price right away. Even though people still do that. Again, make it as easy as possible for people to do business with you online.
Awesome. Well, shoot, we done run past 30 minutes. We can wrap this one up. Awesome show.
Already?
Yes, and I
Wow.
actually learned some stuff. I learned some stuff today. Yes, I learned quite a bit. So there's
stuff, good
great
stuff.
contributions. Zazie, we appreciate you for filling
gotta
in
do a
for
part
that
two
hour.
for this.
Yes, because it's a
Oh.
lot to get into.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a lot to get into.
That'll
And
be
I appreciate you for replacing our cheating Travis.
Say.
Yeah, Travis, we love you. We love you. This one of your friends can talk to you like this. But I appreciate it. It was a great episode, and
enjoyed
we
it.
gotta have you back, especially to complete this discussion,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more we could get into
Definitely,
with that.
yes.
It's a good
But
time.
thank you for tuning in, people. And we end with the same saying every time: losers make excuses, winners make adjustments. Thank you for tuning in.
It's the after show. It's the after
Right.
show.
That went fast.
Thank you,
That was
Franson,
fun.
Godson, and Crystal, and Lakithra for joining us and for your comments. Thank you.
All right. I gotta see if this bike on me. Finish that.